everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and welcome to a lock-on of Just Get Through. If you don't know what a lock-on is, basically it is me matching a game and its strengths to an audience, whether it be a core genre preference, or whether it be certain features that people will enjoy, whether the game is an explorer game, or, you know, sort of a passive game. Those things that an audience may like that some people would love, but other people wouldn't. Now, this is a roguelike platformer. It has got randomization elements in terms of level design. It's always procedurally generated, but I want to make sure that you guys know that before I begin, the developer reached out to me to take a look at their game, and this was played via a developer key, so keep that in mind as I go into this game for any possible bias that I may have. I haven't talked to him other than the initial exchange. Now, the game can be improved in some ways. I do have some slight issues with it, but generally, I did enjoy my time with Just Get Through. It's a $5 game, and the randomization really works for me. I am a roguelike and roguelite lover. I love those kind of games ever since, and this is going to sound surprising, ever since Lufia 2. I'm going to get that in another video because I really want to actually highlight that, but let's get right into it. It's a good change of pace game in terms of just enjoying your time with it. I get a piece of hair out of my mouth. Yeah. Alright, so here is your guy. First of the things you'll notice is the actual visuals. Now the visuals are interesting. You will unlock color palettes as you go along, but it's usually two solid colors. The background color in which, you know, the playing field's on, and then the walls and the floor. Now, one thing about the walls and the floor that you need to know is that they can break. What do I mean? Well, let's jump on these walls. Let's see if I can make a hole in this wall. You see how it's starting to, you know, chip away? That's actually an interesting feature of this game, is the fact that the walls are breakable. And breakable to the point of, I can actually break into the next section of here. There you go. So I've actually made a new section and actually opened up a hole. As you go along, you can actually get perks that will make it easier and easier for you to break that portion, and you have a certain item that will help you out. Now, controls are pretty solid. It's not fantastic. Mostly the thing that I have issue with is more so the double jump. If I jump along walls, it's fine. But if I try to double jump along a wall, it can be tricky because sometimes it doesn't seem to want to, you know, take that into account. Like, it's like almost only allowing you to try to do it once. Now, as every second level that you play in this game, it will allow you to get a perk up to the 50th level at this point. So I can increase my view distance, I can look a little further, I can get more life or more TNT. I'm going to get more life. And the two main items in this game are lives and TNT. Well, TNT, what is that, Dragnix? Well, let me show you. Let's first beat this level, because the first couple levels you won't have to really do anything. There aren't a lot of traps, there aren't a lot of, you know, difficulty sections in this first part. In fact, they're pretty easy. Now, it does depend on the randomization, which I'll get to later, but honestly, first 10 levels, I really wish there was a way to sort of skip them, because after the first several ones, unless if you really make a stupid mistake, which, okay, that's possible, they're going to play out the same a lot, despite the more variety later on. As you see here, it's starting to get a little bit more difficult as I got traps here. There is a checkpoint system that spawns randomly, and you can even get perks to make them spawn a little bit more often. Alright, I need to talk to you guys about the TNT, because that's what I said I was going to do. So, let's go down here, and, oops. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta actually slide down walls, because if you don't see where you're going, well, that can be a problem. Or the spikes in which you miss things with. That's fantastic. Okay, now, note this. I'm going to use this as an example. Maybe I don't want to deal with that saw. Maybe I think I'm going to, you know, get hit by it. I can actually throw a TNT at it. There we go. And now the actual trap is gone. Now, you have a limited amount of TNT. You can find them in the world as well. Okay, more wall damage. I love the wall damage mechanism in this game. I also have a sprint. With the left trigger. I am playing with a controller. The keyboard works just fine, but I just prefer platformers with a controller. I mean, it's just natural for me. I grew up a Nintendo kid. What do you expect? Alright, there we go. That's me jumping into an axe. Now, again, you have a limited amount of lives. You can find new lives in the world. And again, those perks, as I mentioned before, you may be able to find even more perks to help you out. Okay. Now you see where the double jump question I'm talking about comes in. It's like, it's hard to do this without that double jump being able to hit the wall. In fact, yep, okay, that could have actually killed me, by the way. Now, you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna do this. Oopsie. Let's do this. And let's do this. Now, I'm using a lot of TNT up there, but at least I was able to get past that section. Is there anything over there? Yeah, more TNT. Good. I needed that to make up for some of the stuff that I sort of used incorrectly. Now, the traps do vary as you go along, and you start getting more and more different types. You see like the assorted spikes right there. Let's see if I can find some more. You see the assorted spikes there. Those are stationary. I don't know if the flame actually does anything. Gandalf tickles a diabolical Chinese man. I got an achievement and not helpful. Well, the game's got a sense of humor. I'll give it that. Okay, now, you'll notice something. I didn't have to really do much of anything there. I really just had to jump up one thing, and that was it. And that's where this game's calibration comes in. What's a calibration? Well, it's me sort of defining the biggest feature, the biggest item that people may have a problem with or may love, and sort of bringing it to the forefront. Now, what do I mean about the randomization? Well, again, this game's levels are randomly generated, and for some people that's going to work. There is a lot of variety, that's for sure, because every level will be different. Yeah, you have the same traps in certain cases, but they all feel like it always keeps you on your toes. You may have situations where you have two axes back to back that you've never seen before, and you end up doing something completely different because you try to, like, you know, put yourself in the middle of the axes and then realize that their range is going to kill you no matter what, so you have to run through them. It does it a great amount in terms of the randomization, in terms of it always feels like you have some way of getting through the level. You never have a situation where you're completely screwed. Now, with that said, you can screw yourself, but I'll get to that later. However, you also have these sections where it just feels way too easy. Now, the randomization element will actually put off a core set of players, and it's not the ones that you would expect. It's more so the speedrunners. And what do I mean by that? Well, notice how this game does not have a time limit. There is a reason for that. How do you compare times in a randomization element? You can't. It's impossible. But there's also another segment to that. There's the idea of perfection. The idea of being able to perfect a run over and over again, similar to, like, you won't be able to do that in Binding of Isaac. You'll get basic skills in Binding of Isaac, similar to this. You'll be able to, enhance your skills, but being able to deal with the same section over and over again, well, at least in Binding of Isaac Rebirth, you have the seed system. Here you do not have any sort of seed system, so you can't really perfect, being able to deal with, like, the two-axis system. It is an idea that they could add to the game, but on the other hand, it also adds a lot of variety and a lot of reasons for you to keep playing. And I think that's where this game's strength comes in, is that after several runs, you're still, sort of running across new things. Yeah, you're running across the same traps, maybe. They do introduce new traps to you as you go along. I don't think we've seen the arrow and the fan there yet, but we got them now. But it keeps you on your toes. It always keeps you on your toes, and I love that. Oh boy. There we go. Flag. Deal with the axe. I'll get that heart. I don't even know if the flame does anything, but that's alright. Get that. I like that more checkpoint one because, as you notice, this game can be a little bit hard. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful because that may... Oh, wait, nope. Okay, that actually may work for me. I'm screwing myself up, as you may have noticed here. Oh, boy. Okay, you know what? Fantastic, Sean. There we go. There we go. In fact... Okay, I should be able to just use my head to... Yep, there we go. So there is some puzzle-solving elements as well, as you saw there. It's actually you can get rather creative. Although now you've noticed that I don't exactly have a lot of TNT to work with now, and now I'm gonna have to sort of rely on my platforming skills. All right, let's go down here. Oh, a little bit of a lag there. Now, this game has generally been, that's actually the first lag I think I've seen in the game. That may be of something else on my system. This game has run rather well, and has kept it on a solid 60 frames per second pretty much the entire time in terms of my Fraps recording. So, you know, if you're worried about performance, there isn't any problems here. It'll drop to 59 once in a while. Ooh. But yeah, you're pretty much getting a solid 60 FPS, which is nice. Now, I do want to talk about the color choice. The idea of having the two color system. Now, like, take a look at the axe. Okay, the axe is a lot easier to see, but let's see if we can get one of those. I want to get one of those like multi-level saws, because the multi-level saws that sort of rotate around each other can be a little bit problematic. There we go. Oh, nope. That's a hazard. I do not want. That's just a checkpoint that I don't need. Where's my arrow? It should show you where to go as you get closer to your objective, which it looks like it's completely on the other side. That's fantastic. Take that. I will work my way back. Oop. Nope. So yeah, the monochrome does work to a certain extent, although again, it can be sort of off-putting too. Oops. Okay, there's the arrow. Damn it. You do have an invulnerability time, which you could really exploit. You can also enhance that as well. Honestly, when it comes down to it, this game doesn't have a lot of things that I can say against it in terms of, you know, things that I would consider bad. Now, I would like this. Like I showed you before, there can be situations where you sort of screw yourself. I would like the ability to sort of sacrifice a life to replenish a stage, to start from the stage from the beginning. So when you get into the situations that you pretty much screwed yourself in, you're sort of able to, you know, recover. Because ending an entire run based off of that can feel really sort of depressing, mostly because of the throw mechanism with the controller. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because sometimes the throw doesn't seem to be on the mark in terms of what you expect it to be. Like, let me throw this here. All right, this is supposed to go right there, based on the arc it's gonna do. All right, good. How about right there? Okay, it looks like it's actually doing it. I don't know why I'm... Okay, there we go. See, with your stick moving as you move it in terms of the throw mechanism, you do it all with the right stick. The thing is that your thumb may naturally move the stick even though you know, set the throw option there, and that can lead to some problems because, hey, guess what? I didn't mean to throw that. I moved it a tiny bit, and therefore I just threw it into the air or threw it at the wall mistakenly. Other than that, I do wish that there was the seed system, as I mentioned before. And honestly, other than that, the music does get a little bit repetitive because it's the same track over and over again. You can always shut it off. I know it's like, oh, well, you know, good music you wouldn't have to shut off. Yeah, but I guess I have less problems with that. Other than that, I've really enjoyed my time with this game. I've played it for about 3 hours now, and honestly, I don't think you could get a lot more bang for buck in terms of the platformer genre, in terms of this roguelike element, out of a game like this for $5. I mean, it seems like it would be very enjoyable over a period of time, and I'm enjoying my time with it, and will probably keep on enjoying my time with it, even when I die. There is a rank system, which is a little bit weird, because, yeah, it takes into account time, and it takes into account TNT thrown, and deaths, and things like that, but on the other hand, it's all random, so it's like comparing apples and oranges, so I don't like that necessarily. I don't know why it's oh, not because I'm offline. Yeah, it would help that I would be online to actually, you know, log into that, because, hey, guess what? I don't want to be interrupted when I'm doing this. Anyway, This is Dragnix signing out. I do think that this game matches for people who love variety in their platformers and the randomization elements. People who like Super Meat Boy, it's not that difficult. It will get more difficult as you go along, but it's not anywhere near that level. But if you did like Super Meat Boy, this may be a good change of pace for you. And I do think this game has a lot of strengths for you to offer at this point. Alright, this is Dragnix signing out. I will do a review on this game on the Steam store page, so if you did see that on there and you did enjoy this review, you know, hit that yes button to say that you like that review. It helps get a little bit more exposure to, you know, this channel and everything like that. If you didn't like it, hit that no button. I mean, I do want to sort of take that feedback into account. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I will see you all later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.